titled Migrants in Feverland. The buildings spread thinner and smaller, and the street turned from cobbles to stony, wet mud. There were no more corpses, at least none visible. He skirted the puddles, pulling the girl behind him. The stinging rain lessened. He felt somehow cleaner, with the sea at his side, the wind cold but fresh and new. He became aware once again of his exhaustion as he tried to keep the images of torn bodies from clouding his eyes and making him weep or give in and stop walking. It was death, just death. He had seen death, he knew death. It was simply the cyclical exodus of souls fleeing across the sky through the dawn into God's realm of mercy and kindness. Or it would be, had he believed. The road grew steeper as it led them into the cliffs, and he occasionally slipped in the mud, though the girl's bare feet seemed sure. He should stop somewhere, he knew. He had to rest, though he was afraid that if he slowed even for a few seconds, he would be trapped in the nightmare of the desolation and decay, and that it would afflict and infect him too. He saw a benign-looking house, a house with unbroken windows, a sturdy door, a house no one could have possibly entered or lived in or died in. The kind of house his papa would have spotted with an exact and cunning eye. They were running short on supplies too. About half a liter of water left and one last can of kidney beans. Enough for a day. The weather had been warmer since they had gone past the gap and across the mountains, but they still needed blankets for the nighttime. She needed shoes. Do you think my parents are okay? She asked. I hope so. And my brother? I don't know. The attack had been savage and lurid, but most of all, unforeseen, unfortunate, a spigot placed into the last flowing vein of humanity. They had been traveling in a group of 16, a boy, a girl, their mother and father, another boy whom they had taken in as their own, and others they had found along the way. They shared a collective hope of one day creating their own Eden. They carried the fire. The night of the attack, they had set up camp in a clearing near a lake facing the woods. They had shared a meal of sausage, beans, and corn that Noah had heated over the fire. They slept soundly in their sleeping bags and tents, ignorant of having taken death as their lover. The fire rose and then dissipated into the dark, starless sky. A cry of anguish echoing in the distance had startled the boy awake, though he hoped it was just another fragmented figment of bad dream. Clutching his pistol, he went in to survey the woods. Collected at the base of a dead tree trunk were spools of human skin, piles of bones, with little nibbles of flesh still hanging from the sides. Gunshots. He hurried back to their camp. Their cart was missing. The dim embers of the fire now completely put out. The smell of blood slinked in the raw, acrid air. He recalled frantically searching for Liz and Noah, nowhere to be found. The tent. He remembered having checked the tent. There had been a struggle. The vicious man had slammed his bronze-hard knuckles over the boy's face, dislocating his jaw. He placed a cold blade at the base of the girl's throat, not the girl. Reaching for his gun, the boy aimed and fired, then fell from the impact. He scrambled to find a knapsack, stuffed the first 10 things his fingers could grasp, slipped a coat over the girl. Still nowhere to be found Liz and Noah. Once again, he faced the world alone. His papa used to say that the right dreams for a man in peril were dreams of peril, and that all else was the call of languor and death. Was he right? After all, these men and women lying dead in the ground right now had imagined a better world, had imagined what could have been, and when the time came, nearly all decided they'd much rather be part of the cadaverous, sulfurous aftermath instead. They even put up a fight. The boy looked ahead, took a deep breath, and trudged on.